Hi guys, try this Chinese pepper steak for a change. Well, it is thick and you may expect this is served uncut, but this is the opposite. This black pepper beef stir fry is a mashup between Western steak and Chinese stir fry. I'm not sure about the origin, but it takes too long to cook the whole piece of meat in the wok. So you have to slice it into thin pieces and stir fry. This is one of the favorite Chinese fusion dish all over the world, and ultimately you will get the best of both the Western steak with wok aroma. So here is my take of the Chinese pepper steak. Keep watching. Let's start the preparation by preparing the steak. Place the steak in the freezer until it is semi-frozen. It is easier to cut it thinly when the meat is firmer. Cut off the excess fat at the rim of the steak. Then slice the steak with a sharp knife across the grain to break the tissue fiber. Cut it at an angle to make larger pieces. I use the knife to bash each piece of meat to flatten it, and this process helps to break up the fiber, makes it more tender, and cooks evenly during stir frying. The marinade comprises some of the most common ingredients in Chinese kitchen. I'm using light soy sauce, black pepper, some cornstarch, and some oil. Please refer to the recipe below the video for the exact amount of each ingredient. However, these ingredients are actually often added to taste, which can be vary according to your taste buds. Marinate the meat for at least half an hour or longer before proceeding to stir fry. We also need some garlic and ginger. Crush the garlic and coarsely chop it. There's no need to mince the garlic as it will burn quickly in the wok. Garlic and ginger are two ingredients goes hands in hand in Chinese cooking. As for the ginger, you can cut the ginger thinly, or alternatively just do like what I'm doing, mince the ginger, or you can also just use ginger juice. For the vegetables, I used both onions and the bell peppers. Peel off one yellow onion and cut it into strips from pole to pole, or you can cut it into chunks like what I'm doing. Bell peppers is ideal to go along with beef to make a complete meal. It also provides a crunchy texture which contrasts with the steak's texture and mouthfeel. Cut off both ends of the bell peppers and remove the pith and seeds. You may either cut it into strips or pieces about the size of the beef. I like to use a combination of red, green and yellow bell peppers to make up a wonderful presentation. And for sure, we also need the sauce, the steak sauce. This is not a brown sauce that you use in Western cooking. Instead, it comprises of all the major seasonings in Chinese cooking. Oyster sauce, light soy sauce, some sugar, freshly ground black pepper, some salt, Chinese wine, Shaoxing wine, some cornstarch, and mix with some water. I make all the ingredients in a bowl. By doing so, I don't need to hunt for each of them during stir frying, since it is a quick and continuing process. Now it's time to stir fry. It is important to use a well-seasoned wok, as the beef is marinated with some cornstarch, which will tend to stick to the surface when stir frying. Another option is to use a non-stick pan, which will prevent sticking. However, since a non-stick pan is not suitable to cook over high heat, you have to sacrifice the extra wok aroma generated by high heat. A better option is to use a well-seasoned cast iron pan or a Dutch oven. Cast iron is virtually non-stick if it is well seasoned. Heat some oil in a wok. Sauté the garlic and ginger over low heat until aromatic. Then remove them but leave the flavored oil in the wok. Now turn to high heat. Place the marinated beef into the wok. Have a quick few stirs and flips to get the beef quickly heated. Then spread the beef in a single layer. Turn down the heat a bit and let it sear briefly to brown the surface quickly. I stir fry the beef in 2 batches to ensure that they are adequately seared on the wok surface. Flip over to brown the other side while maintaining the heat at medium to high. Remove the beef immediately once both sides are brown, as the remaining heat in the wok can overcook the meats. There may be some debris of meat stuck on the surface, but it can be easily removed if the wok is well seasoned. Now with some oil in the pan, add the onion. The moisture from the onion will help to loosen any food debris that might stick onto the wok. Stir fry the onions until it turns slightly brown, or a little longer if you prefer it to caramelize slightly. Thereafter, add the bell pepper, and then return the garlic and ginger back to the wok. And have a few quick stirs. Pour the pre-mixed steak sauce back to the pan and turn up the heat. When you see the sauce start to bubble vigorously, return the nearly cooked beef to the wok. And stir fry over high heat for about 20 seconds. The cornstarch from the beef will thicken the sauce, while the beef will absorb the sauce flavor. Once it is done, remove the pepper steak from the wok immediately. Transfer to the serving plate and serve. That's how I make the Chinese pepper steak, and I hope you like this recipe. If you want to get the recipe and all the instruction and the formula, I have included in the recipe right in the description below the video. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a like. I'll see you again in some other similar video very soon in the future, and bye for now.